Hi. You know that saying to put yourself into someone else's shoes? I think I encountered that the first time, or maybe consciously I encountered it when I was into Buddhism and I was volunteering in this beautiful Buddhist center in Ireland. And I still really remember that incident because I was really taking that to heart. Because it's about compassion, about not jumping too quickly to conclusions, and maybe to give someone else the benefit of the doubt. And so I was volunteering, I was helping out in the hostel, and there was one night where there was this strange sound, and I went down and there was this guy sitting at the table in the kitchen. Was a kitchen and a sitting room at the same time, and I think he was homeless. He didn't belong there. He hadn't checked in, and I really had to somehow overcome my fear. But I remembered that putting yourself into someone else's shoes, so I sat down, and instead of just telling him you're not supposed to be here, I kind of had a really heartwarming chat with him, and then the other people in charge of the place were taking care of him the next day. And it was an incident that really stayed with me because it kind of was just heartwarming when you do manage to just, open your heart, I guess. That's what it was about. But I also want to say that there is a downside to putting yourself into someone else's shoes as well, because I also remember quite a few incidents with people that were really mean towards me, and not just once, but ongoing. Not just mean, toxic, putting you down, having sarcastic remarks, and so on and so forth. And I think because I was so much invested in that, putting yourself into someone else's shoes, I kind of was giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt. They had a difficult day, they were dealing with a difficult illness, they were dealing with a difficult childhood. And I said to a friend of mine the other day, it's like as if I left my own shoes behind and completely merged with someone else's shoes. And I think it was not good because I wasn't able to set a boundary anymore and to look after myself and to say, well, it might be you have a bad childhood, but it doesn't allow you to treat me like shit. And this is where I'm saying, there is a danger with putting yourself into someone else's shoes, because I think all of us deserve to be treated with respect. And if someone else doesn't treat us with respect, we can leave or put in a very hard boundary. And if they don't respect that boundary, we just leave. But that becomes really difficult if you maybe so compassionate that you only kind of try to see things from their perspective, and therefore you lose your own reality. And I think that's really a danger for people who are by nature already very empathetic, and they think they have to be even more empathetic. And I think, funnily enough, often those people who really could use some walking into someone else's shoes, they never do it. And those that maybe should be more planted in their own shoes, if I stay with the metaphor, they leave their own shoes behind and giving up on themselves. So I think it's another thing that if we don't look at it closely and, like I said in another video, balance it out with having boundaries in place or something like that, it can become a danger that we react as a default, always making excuses for other people no matter what they do, and because we think we have to put ourselves into someone else's shoes. And I think the real challenge is to keep an open heart and to keep our empathy, but also saying that, you know, some people might need to be loved from a great distance, and we certainly don't have to give up on ourselves. So that's my caution with putting yourself into someone else's shoes, because I think it can be harmful to some of us. So I would love to hear your experiences with putting yourself into someone else's shoes, and whether it has been sometimes harmful to you to do that, or how you fared with that value or saying, or however you want to call it. That was Anja Kersten, life coach and artist. Take good care. Bye-bye.